You found me.
What do you mean I found you? What are you doing here?
Me? Oh, I was just wondering if you'd go find me if I turned up missing.
Huh? Isn't it obvious? Of course I'd look for you.
Really? Why, thanks, Roddick. I'm glad to hear that.
picture book.
Oh, hey, Ilya. Yeah, there was a picture book stuck in between the skill books. I remembered it from back when I was a kid, so I wound up reading it again. Are there any legends or fairy tales passed down in your world, Ilya?
Oh, of course, lots of them.
Really? Like what? I'd love to hear some.
Okay, let me think of one you would like, Millie.
Ooh, a prince. That sounds great.
Hope I still remember it all. Once upon a time, there was a pretty, sweet girl who lived with her father, her stepmother, and her 2 older stepsisters. The girl's father died of an illness one day, and after that, her stepmother and stepsisters began treating her like a maid. Wickedly abused by her stepmother, the girl was made to wear rags like a peasant.
Oh, that's terrible. Poor girl.
Then one day, an invitation arrived from the castle. The prince was holding a ball to seek a bride for himself.
Ooh, a ball? How romantic.
The girl wanted to attend the ball, but her wicked stepmother laughed at her. Ha! Do you think they'll let you into the castle dressed in those pauper's rags?
How could she be so mean?
The girl wound up tending to the house while the others were gone, softly crying to herself. Suddenly, a kind fairy godmother appeared and told her something amazing. Young girl, how would you like to go to the castle?
A fairy godmother?
Well, I guess you could think of her as a very strange and mysterious woman who can make all your wishes come true.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm so jealous. I wish I could meet a fairy godmother someday.
I don't think they exist in real life, sadly. They're just make-believe. But anyway, the fairy godmother cast a spell on a pumpkin and some mice who were nearby. Suddenly, the pumpkin turned into a coach, and the mice into a team of beautiful white horses.
Wow.
The girl couldn't believe her eyes, as the fairy godmother then went on to transform her rags into a stunning dress. She was already a beautiful girl, but with the new dress on, she looked every bit like a real princess. I have one more gift for you, the fairy godmother said. These are not magic, so they will never disappear. With that, she gave the girl a pair of glass slippers.
Glass slippers? Goodness, that sounds beautiful. I'd love to try some of those on.
I bet you would. I doubt there's a girl in my world who hasn't fantasized about that. Anyway, the fairy godmother followed up the gift with a stern warning. My magic will fade away at the stroke of midnight. Make sure you return home not a single moment later.
So it all disappears at midnight? I thought magic lasted forever.
When the girl reached the castle, the other guests couldn't help but sigh at her dazzling beauty. The prince fell in love with her at first sight, and he immediately offered to dance with her. I know not which kingdom does your presence grace, he said, but may I have this dance? Oh, yes, of course, the girl shyly answered. But the evening flew by in a flash, and before the girl knew it, the clock was already striking 12.
Oh no, that's when her magic goes away, isn't it?
The girl ran out of the castle in a rush, but she lost one of her glass slippers in the process. The prince made chase, but was left standing outside dumbfounded, with the missing slipper in his hand.
That's terrible.
Several days later, a royal messenger arrived at the girl's house. The prince is searching for the owner of this glass slipper, he said. The one whom this slipper fits shall be chosen to become the prince's bride.
Oh, wow, that's perfect. There couldn't be anyone else who'd fit in that slipper, could there?
Ah, but the wicked stepmother and stepsisters locked the girl away from the messenger. The stepmother only allowed her own 2 daughters to try it on, claiming them to be the only maidens of the house.
Oh no! How could she?
The stepsisters tried to fit the glass slipper on their feet. However, the slippers were made for someone with far smaller feet than theirs. It was quite impossible to put on. She must be nervous, the stepmother said. Let her try it on over in the other room. With that, they went inside. The stepmother then hacked the toes off of one of her daughters to make the slipper fit. The stepsister put the slipper on her smaller foot and went back to the messenger. This must be the one, the messenger exclaimed, excitedly whisking her away from the house. Just then, however, a little bird exclaimed, "She's a fake!" The messenger took another look and was shocked to find that the glass slipper was covered in blood.
Ew, I don't like stuff like that.
Oh, but there's still more, Millie. Giving up on the stepsister, the messenger decided to return to the castle. Suddenly, he heard someone exclaim, "Wait!" Amazingly enough, it was the girl, still locked inside the house. And when she tried on the slipper, it was a perfect fit. The messenger was overjoyed. He placed the girl on a coach to the castle, and she and the prince were soon married.
Oh, and they lived happily ever after, didn't they?
Oh, yes. Her stepmother and wicked stepsisters were at the ceremony, of course. But the little bird who warned the messenger swooped down and pecked their eyes out and...
Ah! Stop saying things like that!